moments ago, let me get my notes up. From the Rosa call, I want to take you back to what happened moments ago as the Beast Brock Lesnar defended his Universal Championship versus 3 other guys in a triple threat match against Mr. Kennedy, Kevin Owens, the man responsible for entering Kennedy into this matchup. Lesnar placed himself in between Owens, Rusev, and Kennedy earlier on in the night, and unfortunately Owens had Brock's number, retaliating after being eliminated and decimated with Germans and F5s by Lesnar. Kane also featured in the 4-way as well just moments ago. Kane winning a 32-man Mania Rumble match, which included the likes of the returning John Cena, Kane's big brother The Undertaker, Randy Orton, who was in the US Championship match earlier on tonight, and Daniel Bryan, the former tag team partner of both Kane and Orton, also former tag team champion. Bryan having one reign with each of those tag team partners. Kane stormed the ring during Brock's title bout in a 5-pack challenge earlier on tonight and entered himself in it, and was the first one gone before the match could even properly start and the competitors could properly get it on. Kane was gone. Boom, finished. He was eliminated. Lesnar put him away as quick as lightning. Brock, of course, won that match and retained the Universal Championship successfully. Lesnar would try the same thing on Big Red, but the Demon managed to outlast all the others, being the last 2, along with Brock remaining in the match in that 4-way matchup, but was unsuccessful in winning the Universal title. And then after the match, the lights blacked out, gongs hit, and out came WWE's resident zombie, The Undertaker, fuming obviously from his sudden quick loss of his WWE whatever championship earlier on in the show. Yeah. Ne das nemat. Ne utre. Storniki I vostera. Pomina sega. Storniki strera. Pomina sega brati. Nema sega. Sorry, that was just my pop. He would mortify Lesnar, appearing from the darkness. Cena taking the WWE whatever championship from the dead man, The Undertaker, in a 4-way bout. Huge return to the ring after a 6-month hiatus, been away since losing the United States Championship to Kurt Angle, his former tag team partner at No Mercy last year in a submission match. Cena tapping out, of course, to Kurt and then taking the leave of absence. Kane tried to surprise attacks John, but Cena fended him off with an AA and bolted the ring and attacked Undertaker with Angle bolted the ring and attacked Undertaker with an angle slam. Excuse me, gonna be tongue-tied here. Sending a bold message to his former rival. The Flyers guys are irritating me, so I'm gonna do as much as possible before I start to get irritated with the Flyers. Then Angle challenged his former tag team partner for the world title, now who he faces at Backlash, commemorating the next chapter in the historic rivalry. Cena appeared behind Taker and AA'd him through the table that was still set up in the ring. Angle then shut up, laying out his former tag team partner with a German suplex and then finished him off with an Angle slam. Another strong, heinous message to the now 4-time world champion. And then, of course, Lesnar came out from behind Angle and hit Angle with an F5, out of sight, out of mind, as they say. Taker set up and attacked Lesnar and Cena. No rest for the dead, as they say, and double choke slammed both Cena and Lesnar, making a statement, mentally challenging Brock, thinking, Lesnar, you may be the champion, but this is still my yard. As Taker sends that chilling message to every single one of his opponents, sending chills up everybody's spine and throughout the universe, letting them know that it's still his yard. Taker sent Lesnar packing out the ring with a clothesline, and of course Lesnar grabbed the Universal Championship and hoisted it up, sending a message to Taker. And remember, Taker was not in the 5-man bout for the title. Finally got his hands on Brock revenge after an F5 on Raw in a scramble match, and the melee that broke out between those two, Taker and Lesnar, along with Styles, Goldberg, Angle, and Reigns. Lesnar and Roman, of course, putting on a clinic in the no-holds-barred match over the Universal Championship. Of course, Graves, Brock Lesnar this past week on SmackDown stole the Universal Championship from Kurt. Lesnar shocked the WWE Universe and shook everyone to their very cores when Heyman came out instead of Lesnar before their bout couldn't even start. Kurt had his rematch in the 5-pack challenge earlier on tonight and got lost in the melee, quote-unquote. Mentioning that on Raw the same week, Lesnar handed the Universal Championship to Angle, having lasted the match a fair bit as champion, to a bunch of hungry piranhas jumped in and ate Lesnar. Brock had 5 reigns and allowed Kurt to gain his last title to become a Triple Crown champion, only the second Triple Crown champion after his former tag team partner John Cena. Triple H, Kurt's tag team partner, screwed Kurt out of his rematch for his own title. He lost just hours prior with a fast count on SmackDown. Angle cashed in his WrestleMania title opportunity on Brock Lesnar and took the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. It's how this rivalry between them two sparked, so Lesnar paid him back for doing what was done to him. He sent mouthpiece Paul Heyman to quote-unquote trick us all. We knew Brock wanted the Universal Championship, though we never thought that he would actually steal it from his friend associated with Hunter and Angle. Did Lesnar tagging with them in those Wars with the Shield on SmackDown and Raw. So that's a bit about the history between Lesnar and Angle, Cena, The Undertaker, and also Angle and Cena. Angle and Undertaker have a bit of history as well. King, JR, we send it to you. Thanks, Cole. As you mentioned, The Undertaker and Angle have a bit of history. Taker, of course, losing the WWE Whatever Championship, as you mentioned, Cole, to the returning John Cena. But how that 4-way came about was Edge was the last defending and reigning WWE Whatever Champion. He defended his WWE Whatever title in a 3-way matchup against Kane and Braun Strowman on Raw. As we are aware, elimination rules in every multi-man matchup. Elimination rules apply here. A winner walks out champion. The Ultimate Opportunist was able to spear Kane despite being chokeslammed through a table, survived the melee, and speared Strowman and the Demon together. Though Edge got just a little too excited, King, and didn't know who to pin first, so he decided to pin both men. Well, the match don't work that way, JR. You're only going to pin one man to walk out champion. So Edge retained the title by luck of the draw, Kingfish. Long announcing after the match that this match, instead of a 4-way, would now be a fatal 5-way here at WrestleMania. So the Radio Superstar had quadruple trouble. Goldberg, Jericho, 2 of the men who were in the 4-way number 1 contender match featuring Strowman, the third combatant in that match, placed in there by Teddy Long as a result of no contest. Edge pinning Strowman and Goldberg in the match at the same time, much like he did to Kane and Strowman on SmackDown just nights before. Edge pinning both Strowman and Goldberg on Raw, both shoulders down. This match turned into a fatal 5-way. Braun, who already had a title opportunity, now had a shot to become the number 1 contender to the world title. Braun having a quote-unquote second chance. Kane a part of that contender bout as well. Strowman's nemesis, who rivaled recently with Kane. Strowman beat Kane on Raw. A little bit of history between Strowman and Kane here, but that's a Raw thing. So our call, we'll send it to you in a minute. Nonetheless, Edge was in the midst of a rivalry with Y2J, sabotaging the Ayatollah of Rock and Rollers WWE whatever championship shot, taking him out of a four-way contender bout, spearing Chris outside the ring and placing himself in it. Jericho then on Raw attacked Edge during his world title defense versus Khali and Strowman. Edge finally had enough and gave up his title in the process, injuring himself and rendered no longer able to compete. Did on SmackDown as Edge bolted to the ring after Jericho vowed to hold the show hostage. Edge was set to defend the WWE whatever title against number contender Kevin Nash, who became the number one contender due to Kane's interference on SmackDown last week, and then of course on SmackDown this past week, Edge took himself out of the world title defense, leaving the world title vacant. And then lights blacked out. The gongs here, and out came the Undertaker of all people. He hoisted Kevin Nash up on his shoulders. Lights came on, dropped Nash on his head, and became the new WWE whatever champion. So Taker now would head into this four-way matchup at WrestleMania. A bit of history between Edge and Jericho, as we covered. Jericho captured the world title from AJ Styles in the four-way versus Kennedy and the Big Show. The two faced off finally on SmackDown, where Jericho was given his first loss to Edge, making them 1-0. The two were in an 8-pack challenge at Fastlane, which Chris again lost to a spear by Edge that put him away, making them 2-0. So making them 3-0 as on SmackDown, Edge and Jericho faced off. Edge and Jericho were part of a 9-man battle royal, and Jericho tried to steal the WWE whatever title from Edge, the champion. Telling everybody that Edge did not throw Jericho out of the 9-man battle royal. So then Jericho and Edge had an I Quit match when they finally faced off, and he, of course, Edge handed Jericho's first loss. And then at Fastlane it was, yep, that makes sense. It was 2-0. So that's it from the SmackDown side. Cole, back to you. Thanks, JR. Well, also earlier tonight we mentioned how Kane won the 32-man battle royal, but we also mentioned how Angle attacked Lesnar during the Universal Championship match. Angle and Lesnar were both a part of the 5-minute scramble, which Angle lost. And then Angle sent a message to Lesnar after his Universal Championship defense in the Fatal 4-Way.